Feels so good to say this again. Belly up to the bar, barflies, and have a drink with me. My name is Kellen, and this is the Midwestern Barfly Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. How has everyone been these last couple weeks? It's been quite a hot minute since I recorded one of these now, has it, eh? Now, to be honest, a lot of things have happened since episode 23. This is 24. If that's wrong, I'm sorry, but pretty sure this is 24. A lot of interesting things have happened. A lot of people have messaged me saying, hey, is this over? Is this the end of the show? No. It's not the end of the show. Just some shit's been going on. And we're going to discuss it as the show progresses. But wanted to welcome everyone back. You need to hear my stupid fucking voice yet again. And I hope that you stay on. And that you ride this beautiful wave we call the Midwestern Barfly Podcast. Until the wheels fall off. I don't know how wave and wheels fit there, but you know what? I'm rolling with it. So, before we get into the show, as always, this is sponsored by the Midwestern Barfly Gazette Shop. That is right. That is our merch store. That is where you can buy all the fun, classic tees, tanks, long sleeves, hoodies. I'm running out of breath. All the shit that we've made, you can buy it at that store. You can find it in the description of wherever you listen to this podcast. You can buy stuff like t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, the I'm My Grandma's Bookie line, the Win Bets Pound Beers line. All of that can be yours for the holiday season if you go to that link in the description below. Now that that's out of the way, though, let's get into today's topics. Alright, so to start this episode off, I think the best thing to do would be to recap these last few weeks and what was going on. Kind of explain why there were no episodes coming out. For the record, this is not an apology. This isn't me saying, oh, I'm sorry, there were no episodes, oh, that kind of stuff. You know what? It's my fucking platform. And this goes strictly out to the people that were messaging me bullshit, saying, oh, why are there no messages? Why are there no episodes? What's going on? Just bombarding me with shit. Fuck off. I have a personal life. This is my second source of income, not my main. Second. And it's my shit. So if I can't post stuff, do not get on my back. I have a reason for it. Fuck off. Now that that's out of the way, to explain what happened, as many of you know, at the beginning of this little, what's the word? Why do I want to say seance there? I don't know why. This is where my brain goes. I don't know why. Why do I want to say seance? Because it's not a seance, because seance is definitely not the fucking word. This little break. Let's go with a break there. This little break that we've had. So the week after episode 23, when you heard that episode, I got COVID. It's as simple as that. I had COVID. I had all the stupid symptoms that you can think of. I had the temp. I had the coughs. I had a tiny bit of body ache. Not too bad. I had the sniffles. I had this. I had that. It was garbage. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But to top it all off, and all that was fine. Like, it just felt like a shittier cold that you just had to work through. Not too bad. But the top one that I hated the most out of those symptoms was that stupid, like, brain fog that people get. You know what I'm talking about? Has anybody else had that? Whoever's had COVID? It's like a brain fog where it's like your brain just feels like a dilapidated, that's not the right word, but I'm going to roll with it, old car where the engine's just run down and just smoking. You need to call a mechanic, call a tow to get you home. You're just not even going to run. And you just got to, like, sit there and just basically binge on Netflix, binge on TV, because you can't do anything constructive. And the best way to explain that as an example is I would try to, like, write an article for the website. And I would write a couple sentences, like 2 sentences, like nice little flow, get right to the third sentence, and my brain dies. just goes blank. I can't even form a sentence. It got so bad where I would get to that sentence and I'd get frustrated and I'd have to watch like a 30-minute or like TV show or watch something like on TV almost to reset my brain and then, and do another couple sentences. Granted, I didn't repeat this process for a continuous basis because that would just be insanity, but it's almost like that. And that process happened for those 2 weeks. The week after you saw episode 23 of this show. I can't fucking talk today on this show, but we're getting back into it. We're getting to the flow. So the week after episode 23 and the week after that, those 2 weeks, my brain just would not work. And I had to figure out ways to like get it back in motion. And thankfully it did. It started feeling a lot better before Thanksgiving week. And I was able to pump out a lot more articles, get like into a flow again. But then the aforementioned Thanksgiving week happened. And in my head, I was like, you know what? Let's use this week to get back into the swing of things. It's Thanksgiving. Nobody's going to be really listening to it. No one's going to take time out of their day to listen to your stupid ass talk. So let's just save it. Let's do it the next week. And that's what I did. Saved it, did it the next week. And the week after that, work started picking up. So work was like, I work in retail, and it started getting a lot busier. And that was also just taking a toll on my brain. And I just wanted to come home, have a beer, write an article, because that was the easiest way to get my mind off of like work and whatnot and to relax and just be done with it. So that's why the next week didn't work out. Now, thankfully, we're back. We're back in the swing of things. We're back recording. I hope all that rambling wasn't too boring, but just felt like I had to get that out there. Had to make sense of it all. You know, because that's what this website's all about. Just making sense of shit. Like, just a Midwest kid just figuring out life. And to be honest, these last few weeks helped me with that. With COVID and whatnot. Granted, it's not like a big like milestone or anything like that, but it just sucked, and I hated every second of it. But you know what? Life moves on. Thank you all for continuing to listen, for being supportive in this endeavor. And let's keep this gravy train fucking running. Jesus Christ. Alright, so for segment number 2, this is going to be a segment that's very holiday themed. Very holiday based. And it's also going to be a segment that's going to piss people off. To be honest. It's going to be something that shouldn't piss people off because I have a good reasoning behind my stance here. But some overly offended little ninny out there is going to hear my words, hear the beginning of this segment, and not listen to the whole thing, and then hop in the comments and go, oh, this is bullshit. Oh, you're just a piece of pessimistic, whatever the words are. I can't think of the word right now. You just litter my comment section with that kind of crap without listening to the whole thing. And it's sad. And those people that do that, you need to get a fucking life. You need to reevaluate the choices you've made ever since birth and understand that you're just a pile of garbage. You have no worth if you are getting mad at idiots like me on the internet. Grow the fuck up. Now, why am I so fired up about that? And what is this topic that I have not addressed yet, even though I'm talking about it right now? It's the fact that people are upset if you say Merry Christmas. If people are they expect you to go along with these new social norms and tell everyone happy holidays so that it's inclusive to everyone. No. I'm not going to do that. Now, for the record, do I care what you tell me? No. Do I care if you tell me happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah? No, I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's not a major part of my day. It's not like you greeting me with that is going to ruin my life. It's not like it's going to lower my credit score. It's not like it's going to drain my bank account. It's not going to do anything. It's just a greeting. It's just a that's exchange of pleasantries, whatever you want to call it. So people that get upset with, like, if I address somebody and I said, oh, Merry Christmas, not knowing what that person believes in, and they go, oh, you should say Happy Holidays because it's inclusive. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It is. You know what the best part about it is, though? There's a lot of people out there, I could do the same thing. Same scenario. I'll walk by somebody, go and have a conversation, go, oh, Merry Christmas, as I walk away. And they could celebrate Christmas too. And be Catholic or Christian or whatever their belief is, and they celebrate Christmas. And they'll still get offended. They'll still get offended. It just blows my freaking mind. I mean, I could see if somebody that's like Jewish or like somebody that celebrates a different holiday, I could see them getting offended. I don't agree with it. But if I celebrate Christmas and somebody else celebrates Christmas and they get mad at me for saying Merry Christmas, it just breaks my brain. And because of that, that's why I think the best way to solve all this nonsense, I believe that everyone should just say, like, the phrase of what they believe in, of the holiday they celebrate. So if it's Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the holiday is, I know I'm probably forgetting something. If somebody's going to be pissed at me, I'm just using those three as examples. I feel like we should just say the one we believe in. So if I walked up, again, Jewish person, if I was talking to a Jewish person, and before we parted ways, I said, oh, Merry Christmas, have a great day. They'll say, oh, Happy Hanukkah, have a great day. I think that'd be way cooler than saying Happy Holidays. I really do. Because you know what? It shows that people of different backgrounds can still come together and, like, exchange ideas and have a good time while still sticking with their backgrounds. Because to me, if I did that, if I was a part of that and I said Merry Christmas and they said Happy Hanukkah as I walked away, I'd be walking away from that conversation thinking, oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's really cool. I got to talk with somebody of a different background than me. And I say this because if you look at my background, I mean, I came from, like, the suburbs of Illinois. I came from a very white part of the area. Granted, at my school, there was a good amount of, like, Spanish kids. There was some black kids. There were some Asian kids. It was a good mix of races. But the majority of the school was white. And that's not like a racist thing or anything. That's just where we were. That's just where we lived. That's just the school I went to, or schools in general. It's not like I went to a private school that was just like a bunch of white kids or anything like that. I didn't go to school on, like, in an area that's where the demographic is African American. I didn't go to school where a majority of the kids there was Asian. I went to a school where a majority of kids were white, Catholic, were Catholic and Christian. That's just where I went. So if I were to hear somebody tell me Happy Hanukkah because they celebrate that and it's basically the same exchange as Merry Christmas, I feel like that'd be pretty cool. And it would show how much this country is just a melting pot of different ideas, of different different backgrounds. Not ethnic, really, but different backgrounds. So please, stop with this happy holiday bullshit. Stop trying to be inclusive. Now, inclusivity, good in some place, in a good amount of places. We should not be excluding people. But in a situation that has to do with phrases that you say, and you're correcting people for not saying an inclusive phrase, fuck off. Please. Let's just all go back to just like celebrating what we want and being good people. That's just all I ask for. That's all anybody asks for. But what do I know? Just a kid from the Midwest with a beer and a laptop trying to make sense of this world. Fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final segment of this show, we are going to... Excuse me. Ooh, that was good. We are going to revisit the good old fantasy football doghouse segment. Now, since the last time you heard from me about this, My team, gotta find it. Oh, my phone, you're ruining it. What the fuck? Here we go. Team is 8-5. 8-5. I am second in my division to a guy that's 9-4. Down in points 4 against them. I don't actually, I take that back. I'm not scoring the most in my division. There's a guy in 4th who is 7-6 who's scoring the most. And if we look at the playoff bracket, I'm currently the 3rd seed. I'm currently the 3rd seed behind the other division winner. Side note, I don't like that. I don't like divisions. That's just me. I think some people might say that it makes it a little more interesting. Like, hey, you got 2 division winners, so that not necessarily not necessarily, in quotes, the top 2 teams are going to be the top 2 seeds. But I'm a 3rd seed. I'm 8-5. Guy in 2nd, 7-6. Neither here nor there. But that's just all I'm saying. And we're also into the final week of the regular season, which makes it very interesting. So, here's how it breaks down. If I win, I should stay at 3. I should. Unless the guy below me in the 4 seed beats me in points 4, which I don't see happening because I am over 150 points. I'm at about 150 points over them. So, as long as I win, I should have the 2nd or the 3rd seed locked up. And in that side of the bracket, I got a pretty good feeling I can make it to the championship. I don't know. I'm not going to say I will. Not going to just jinx myself, but it looks pretty good. Now, when it comes to my team, I am very upset. Obviously, I hope the person I'm about to talk about is okay, that he heals quickly, very sufficiently, stays healthy, good person, good vibes, all that stuff. But when I saw Lamar Jackson go down in the Baltimore game, I almost started crying. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to have him all year. I thought I was just going to sit there and just be like, whew, don't need to worry about a quarterback. Just need to get through his bye week. I traded Kirk Cousins, even though some people don't really like Kirk Cousins. I traded him because I thought, don't need a backup after Lamar's bye week, so we're all good. No, turns out need a backup. Need to figure that out. So looking through the waiver wire, the top 2 guys we got on the waiver wire. Oh boy. Are Tyler Huntley, Lamar's backup, or Brock Purdy, who is coming in for Jimmy Garoppolo, who has a broken foot. Holy twisted Sunday. But what the... Why? Obviously, I'm going with Huntley. Because if you go with those 2 in the matchups, you got Huntley against Pittsburgh. Not a bad secondary. I like Minka Fitzpatrick, those guys. Even though Pittsburgh, the greatest team right now. But Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. He looked decent last week. I like him. I want the best for the kid. I want them to go to very far in the playoffs with that kid at the helm. Will they? Remains to be seen. But that is what it is. But when you go down the list, though, then you got Mac Jones, Kenny Pickett, Mike White, Sam Darnold. Again, Sam Darnold, not bad last week. Not terrible, 16 points. I can deal with that. But I might go with Huntley on that one. I like him. And I like him against Pittsburgh. But when you look at the rest of the lineup, I think we got a good shot here. I mean, look at this lineup. It's fantastic. Josh Jacobs, Dameon Pierce, Dameon. It's been kind of lacking the last few weeks. Yeah, the last few weeks. 12, going from week 13 back. 12 points, 4 points, 3 points, 12 points, 13 points. I like double digits, but it's nowhere compared to weeks 3 through 5 when he went 18, 26, and 20 respectively. So I still like him. Still going to stay there until further notice, even though he is playing Dallas, so might have to look into that as well. For the record, for those of you that don't know how this segment goes, I just fucking ramble. I ramble a lot, and hopefully you can just, understand what I'm trying to say. And hopefully somebody hears this and goes on my Twitter at @KShermanSports and tells me I'm a fucking idiot and I should pick up somebody else or I should trade for somebody else. Please, I need help. Even though I'm going to win, I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass right now. Anyway, going back to this. Devontae Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Travis Kelce, DJ Moore. DJ Moore has Sam Darnold back, scored 20 points last week. I like that. I think we can continue with that, even though Seattle has been looking pretty stellar as of late. Najee needs to get his act together. And then Cowboys D against Houston. Nothing else to say about that one. I mean, come on. What are we doing? But yeah, I like it. I can't really give you a projection yet because I haven't gotten my quarterback, but projected 109 points next week. Bottom line, just look for your boy to get a dub. Look for your boy to pick up a dub, go into the playoffs strong, make a deep run in the playoffs, and we're going to turn some heads, and the back-to-back dream is still alive. Let's fucking go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming back and listening to the Midwestern Barfly Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my ramblings. I hope you enjoyed hearing my stupid voice once again in your ears. And I hope that you continue listening to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful program. I hope you have an amazing holiday season, regardless of what you celebrate. I believe we are all beautiful people in this world. And we should just love a little more. Love a little more. Enjoy life. Don't hate. Don't hate on people. There's no point with it. Doesn't make you better, just makes you look like an asshole. But anyway, as always, show is sponsored by the Midwestern Barfly Gazette shop. Go check that out. Link in the description of wherever you listen to this podcast. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the website, mwbarflygazette.com, TikTok, trying to get the TikTok page going again. And I hope you all have an amazing week. But before we go, we're going to try a new sign-off here. I'm going to try a new sign-off for the show just because the love yous, a little overdone. Too many people do that. Got to do something for me. So we're going to try signing off with the sign-off that you see in tons of the articles I have written over the years. What do I know? I'm just a guy from the Midwest with a beer and a laptop trying to make sense of this world. Take care.